أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعد أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Our lead presenter, discussant, and the participant here. My job is just to introduce the speaker and emphasize that. Okay, can we please mute ourselves? Yes, Kabiru, you can automatically mute everyone here.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. My role here is to introduce the lead speaker, that is Dr. Marzuq, and to equally emphasize that I think this is a topic that I'm really, really very passionate about, because like as one of the writers used to say, when it comes to mentoring and mentorship, she used to say, we crawl so that you walk, because as a mentor, you are expected to have experiences, a ton of experience that will help other people to quickly come up or to grow up. And I think before Dr. Marzuq comes here, it is important to remind each and every one of us here that everyone needs a mentor, regardless of your level of education, regardless of your exposure. You really need a mentor to succeed in life. Let me just give you a simple instance, two instances before I hand over to Marzuq. The first example I will cite is about a PhD, somebody with a PhD with more than 13 years working experience. When I arrived here in Nairobi for my newly acquired job with Microsoft,
you are muted, Dr. Najib.
Yeah, we cannot hear you, Dr. Najib.
Okay, sorry for the mix-up. So what I was saying a moment ago, I said everyone needs a mentor, regardless of your level of education, your level of exposure, and how you see yourself. Because like as one of the writers used to say, we crawl so that you can walk. So I was just given an instance of somebody who is eminently qualified for a job here in Microsoft. I sent him because I realized that the job role perfectly matches his role and experiences. So when I sent him the advert, I was expecting that we will have a discussion before he applied for the job. Like a day after, the guy just reached out to me and said, here is my acknowledgement that they acknowledge that I submitted the application. Then I said, please send me your CV. Well, like by the time he sent the CV to me, I just put my head like this. I said, inna lillahi. Because like what the guy did was the normal Nigerian CV with like 7 different pages with his surname, where he came from, his date of birth, and everything. You feel like the application system will just reject. And you know, like a day after, they sent him a reject. So the example here is he's a PhD, he has everything, but because he doesn't have a mentor that will guide him when it comes to CV application, then it becomes a problem to him. He was instantly rejected. So that is why I said, regardless of your level, of whether you're a PhD, you have tons of experience, you need to have a mentor to guide you so that you can succeed in your life. And recently, like 2 months ago or 3 months ago, I conducted what I called CB clinic, job clinic, where I interacted with graduates. These graduates include graduates that completed their higher national diploma, their degree, 2 masters, I think. And I gave them a job application that they should pretend like they are applying the job so that I can understand how they approach their application process. And when I went for the job presentation, I did what I call awareness barometer. By awareness barometer, then I said, I'm interested in learning how many of you who knows anybody who work with liquefied and natural gas here. None of them raised up his hand to even tell me that he knows somebody who is working with LNG. Then I asked another question, who knows anybody that work with United Nations, with ECOMOG, with UNICEF, with Central Bank, with Microsoft, with Google, with PwC? 99.9% of the answer I got was like none of them knows somebody who work in this type of area. So the awareness, my insight shows to me that at least if you know somebody who is working with United Nations, or who is working with Google, or who is working with a company like LNG, at least you may start thinking, how may I follow the process so that I can become like this other guy? It was just a story that somebody was telling me some years ago when this issue of post-UME started at Usman Dapodio University, Sokoto. So one guy was asked during the interview process, what do you want to be in life? He said he wanted to be a cashier. All the finalists laughed because like the feedback they got was probably this guy, he came from a relatively rural area, and probably the most shining guy in the community happens to be a cashier. That is why he aspires to be a cashier. So there's something with the people I ask, if they at least know somebody who's working with education, or somebody who is working with the UNICEF, or somebody working in LNG, probably he may start thinking of how may I aspire to be that kind of guy so that at least I can work in one of the multinational companies. So that is what mentorship is all about. These mentors would be able to guide you on the best practice or the simplest way, or to be able to connect you with somebody who knows somebody who can help you to attain career success in your life. So with this, I would say I am really, really happy with this seminar, and I believe Dr. Marzuq will be able to elucidate all the points we are expected. We expect him to hammer on how do we establish mentorship program, and how as mentors we could be able to benefit from our mentors. With this, I could say, Marzuq, you are welcome on board, and please, you have the floor, and you have 50 minutes to deliver your presentation. Thank you.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. I'm trying to share my screen. I've already made a presentation slides.
Okay,
and
you're welcome.
that's
Thank
not
you.
coming very fast as I thought. But we see how it goes. Okay, a window. Great. That's us. So can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It is popping up, yes.
Okay. Thanks so much.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. As appropriately introduced, I am Marzuq Ungogo, and currently a doctoral researcher or student in the University of Glasgow. I am also a lecturer with Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, and currently on study leave. We would be discussing personal and professional development through mentorship today, and the slides I am going to work with were developed together with Nasir Jajere, who is a fraud examiner, and many other things but his main job is with NLNG right now. So with his kind approval, I'm able to use the slides we developed together to deliver this presentation to you this morning. The discussion or the presentation is divided into 4 parts. We would talk about the case for mentorship itself, then how do you get started? Then we talk about the process and the etiquette of mentorship for both the mentor and for the mentee. And then the next steps, what exactly are we going to do next? What timeline should we give ourselves so we can practically apply whatever we are able to learn from this discussion this morning? So as Dr. Najib and Madam S. Kabir have earlier stated, mentorship is one crucial aspect of personal development, because it is in human nature to seek guidance or to copy, to emulate, or to hold on to someone as a model. If you look at simple biology, you realize that it is human among other mammals who usually gets into this world completely helpless. Some of us that are conversant with livestock would know that few minutes after delivery, a lamb or a calf would be on its feet and would aim for the teats or the udder of the mother and start suckling. And some minutes after, or in a day or two, it would be running around and doing a lot. But that's not man. I've got an 8-month-old son, and it is a very fulfilling process, and it can be fun in the sense that you have to teach this dude basically everything. Trust me, at some point when he was some weeks old or some days old, I have to teach him how to smile. It is instinctive. I know that it is in him, but I have to move his lips to teach him how to smile. And eventually I have to teach the child to sit, to crawl, and encourage them eventually to start walking, and then you put them to schooling process, and along the line they would be watching everything in the environment, trying to learn, to copy, to emulate, and imitate. So it is in us. You can't do it alone in the first place. Mentorship dates back. Like, as a human being, you need guidance. You need someone who has done it before, so you can learn from their mistake and also consolidate on their success. You can't do it alone. Even if you have the brain of Einstein, you can't do it alone. You have to stand on shoulders of others to learn. So it is so simple, and the earlier you realize this or you accept this, the best for you. So you need someone to help you. So research has shown that mentees are 5 times more likely to be promoted than people who have no mentors in life. So if you don't have a mentor right now, or if you are not in any mentorship process, you are depriving yourself. You are 5 times less likely to get promoted at work or to succeed in your career. Another research has also shown that more than 80% of mentors and mentees feel inspired, confident, and empowered. And these are the recipe for success. So if you want to succeed, you want to feel fulfilled in your career, you need to either be a mentor or mentee, or importantly, be both a mentor to other people and a mentee to someone else, or to so many other people as well. Yet another research. Why I keep emphasizing on research is this is evidence-based. It was I'm just not saying it from my head or from my experience. This is research. Another one from Cornell University has shown that mentorship boosts minority representation at the management level from 9% to 24%. This is particularly relevant to northern Nigeria. You would realize that at a point like this, we are highly underrepresented in the private and organized sector, including non-governmental organizations and every other thing. You'd notice the only place or the only sector we are well represented is the civil service, and it is basically where you get feeding income and you barely feed yourself and your family. The minimum wage is 30,000 and a bag of rice is 25,000. So, and graduates get 40,000, 50,000 in a month. And Leafy is on the average around ₦1 million, and you also feed the new wife, and in a coming year, you'd have a child, and that's 3 of you on a budget of 50,000 naira. So this is exactly where we are well represented. So if we want to change the story, we want to have more people in LNG, more people in oil and gas industry, where the starting salary is probably around 300,000, 250,000 naira, or even more, then we can basically copy this model, ensure there are as many mentorship programs as possible, and a role promising young people, and even the not so promising young people can be taught. That's one very good thing with humanity or the human nature. As I have said earlier, we are built to learn. So we can learn anything. And one important difference between us and every other animal on earth is that we have imagination. And that's the important recipe for learning. And we have the capacity to learn and to put to memory and to master concepts, ideas, and so on. So if we embark on stuff like this, we can change the story in a generation or two, basically. I am not saying we're going to be seeing prominent results in 3 days or in a year or two. I've been mentoring young people, and I can say in 2-3 years, you'd see some 20-30% success. Not exactly what you want, but at least you have salvaged those 30% from a different fate. So yet another research has shown that 89% of mentees will also go on to mentor others. So if you know anything and you are a master at anything, whatever it is, and you decide to mentor other people, chances are that they would also mentor other sets of people. Adamutul and I were mentored by so many people that we are very grateful for. And we're here talking, discussing about mentorship process. And before you know, the 50 or so of you people here who are probably aware of the mentorship process or are not, would probably apply this knowledge, get mentors, and then probably get more mentees in the environment. And before you know, hopefully this ummah would start, would become, come on, okay, mute yourself.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Please, can we please mute ourselves? And some people are trying to indirectly overtake the screen sharing. Please stop sharing your screen. Allow the speaker to share his screen only, please.
Sorry, Dr. Najib, I was looking for a break to say this. I think the problem is some people are sharing the screen ignorantly. So if there is a way to stop people, I'm not really conversant with Google Meet, But if there is a way to stop people from sharing by the admin, that would be better. And also, I think general muting is also better. Many people are using handsets and they might just be talking any function they see. So it could be ignorantly, though it's not excusable. But I think if they can be stopped from the admin, that would be good. You see now, and we can start name and shame. New young Nigerian technologists. You have been sharing your screen. You are not supposed to share screen, please. Sorry, Dr. Marzuq.
It's okay. We're trying to.
I hope you understand.
Dr. Idris, I think to meet everyone and should be able to control screen sharing from his own side.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
Dr.
I'm
Marzuq,
working
you
on
can
that.
go ahead, please.
Okay, thanks so much. And sorry for the disruption. There are still voices in the background. And this is really
Mala Abdul Wahab Rilwan. Abdul Wahab Rilwan. Abdul Wahab Rilwan. Kabir, you can start. You can either automatically mute everyone, or once you realize somebody is able now and then a serial defaulter, you can just take him out. Thank you.
It's okay. We'll do that, inshallah.
okay. Thanks so much. Once again, so before I also proceed to how this can be done, there are two things that we should get clear. Even yesterday night, I received a message from a graduate of English asking me to be his mentor. So that's fine. It is a good step. I get excited. I receive so many of these emails and Facebook messages, or sometimes even on Instagram every day. While I may not be able to be everywhere and to render the help I need, but it is a good step in the good direction. It means that our people are now taking a step to seek for help. Even if it is the wrong person, then I can redirect them to what they need. So importantly, there is a mentor and there is a coach. To be frank, a coach is usually applicable to a specific purpose or a specific career, and it is often a very formal setting. Maybe let's say you want to apply for a job. So you want someone to coach you, write the application, package your CV, and maybe coach you to attend an interview, right? Let's say you probably need to lose weight and you don't know whether you are not eating the right food or you are not doing the right exercise. You need a coach for that particular purpose. Let's say you want to write ICANN or another English proficiency examination, for instance, or you want to pass a particular exam. You need a coach for that purpose. And that is for just a week, maybe a month, and probably just a year. And by the time you're able to get that job, the work of your coach is done. So I'm a graduate of veterinary medicine and currently doing molecular biology and drug development research. So if you want to be a broadcaster, probably my father, who is a journalist with around 40 years of experience, is probably the better person, not myself. But I have received messages from graduates of mass communication because they probably are impressed with the little article, so I am able to write. So get it right. You need a mentor for something long time. If you for something long time, first or intermittent, that can either be formal, informal, or just instructive. It is open-ended, and there are frequent appraisals, and sometimes it never stops. You have someone to help you grow forever. And more importantly, it is important that you get someone in that field, right? And still, there are certain things that are for life. Outside career, let's say you want to be a good person, you want to maybe improve your relationship with your creator, then definitely your imam or a pious individual or another Islamic scholar can be your mentor, but that's spiritual mentor. And it is going to be for life. He is going to be, or she is going to be that person you look up to whenever you have moral dilemma, whenever you need a fatwa passed, or whenever you don't know the religious injunctions to everything, or since Islamic knowledge should be lifelong as well, you want to maybe today improve your own hadith and go on, keep reading Quran better and stuff like that. So you can need a mentor for that. But if maybe there is a musabaqah, just to make it very clear, if there is just a musabaqah and it is going to be, you start with the local government level, then state, then national and international, then probably the cycle, the whole musabaqah is going to run for 6 months. And you either a winner or you haven't won anything at the end of that 6 months. So probably what you need is a coach, maybe somebody who has been to Musabaqah a lot, who is a qari, very good with his recitation, some Ahmad Suleiman of some sort, right? Are we getting this right? So that's a coach and that's a mentor. I hope we get these differences importantly. So another thing I would say is, how do we get started? Now that we know, okay, I may probably need a coach for this particular purpose, and for other purposes, I would need a coach. So how do we get started? First of all, you know yourself. Socrates says, know thyself. It is one of the most important billboards I have read. The one on the, once you get into ABU Summer campus through the North Gate, there's this signpost. I think it's been there since when I was in my year 1. And I always look up to that signpost. And it's ticked. It has ticked into my memories. It is very important. Know thyself. You know yourself before you embark on any journey, before you ask anybody to help you. You have to do your homework. Mentorship doesn't mean someone does your work. No, as Dr. Najib has said, it is about somebody pushing you to do it yourself and to succeed. It is not about someone doing your job. So you need to, somebody will be asking you, what do you think? I need a scholarship, but what do you think? Which country do you think I should go? Come on. Which course do you think I should study? So someone wants you to recommend a course for the person to study. And I would ask, the next question would be, okay, what do you want to study? Then the person will say he doesn't know anything to read. He doesn't have anything in mind. And the person wants to do an MSc or PhD and probably get an international scholarship around $50,000 or pounds. And he doesn't know which course he is interested in. Are you understanding the dilemma? You have to know yourself first and what you need to do. So if we're talking about career, okay, let us keep making this example of Quran, which is very, to bring it very close home before it gets complicated. Okay, you should have clear minds. Let's say I want to, if you need a coach, for instance, maybe let's say you need to commit to memory 10 hizbs in a year. Very practical. And you want to memorize the whole Quran probably in 10 years. That's a clear goal. You want to know exactly what to do. And after the next 10 years, after you have committed to memory, you want to start tafsir. And maybe after tafsir, maybe in the next 20 years, you also want to be an expert in Quran. And you also want to start teaching in Islamia. And then eventually you would be a mufassir. Okay, very clear goals. But you should know what you need. So you want to do Quran, and it is very clear to you. Not fiqh, not seerah, not hadith. Although you may need some basic or some level of knowledge about the other fields, but you want to be an expert in Quran. Is this getting clear? So know yourself. What do you want? Okay, You need to outline, okay, yes, I want to be a medical doctor. Okay, fine. You can get someone, a medical doctor, to mentor you. But apart from a medical doctor, I want to be a cardiologist. So I want to be a consultant cardiologist probably 10 years after my MBBS degree. And even in cardiology, is it the surgery part of it? Is it the medical side of it? Oh, you want to be a thoracic surgeon, cardiothoracic or whatever. So it should be very clear to you from the onset that the overall picture, what I want, where I want to see myself is here. Okay, just if you don't know this, okay, you can imagine where do you want to see yourself in the next 10, 20, 30 years? And often you would get a picture of what you need to do. And of course, we all want to be rich. Maybe I don't mean you want to see yourself with children. It is also a good thing, but with cars and with houses, that's not specific. Okay, how do you get to that point? What do you want? How do you get to that? Buying the big car, the big mansion, and the cars and everything. That for most of us, this is where our thinking stops. Ask every girl, she wants to live large. She wants to maybe marry a rich guy who is also God-fearing and has a big car and would give her another car and stuff like that, and will go for Hajj and so on. Ask every guy, he also is thinking of marrying the most beautiful girl on earth and do this, this and that, buy a big house, do this, take care of their parents. Okay, how do you do that? So know yourself. What are your aspirations? What do you want to do? And then importantly, once you're able to do this, then you start asking yourself, if I want to be a cardiology consultant in the next 20 years, okay, what are the steps? So you break it down, you do your research. First, you write JAMB. No, your SSCE, you should have good scores. You write JAM and get around 250, 300 and above, right? Then go to medical school, read hard, do preclinicals, then clinicals, graduate from medical school, right? Make it very clear, write all the steps. Then you go for housemanship for a year. Then after that, you go for NYSC. Then after that, you write an exam, and you got enrolled into residency program. And once you are now a resident, after some years, 3 minimum, I think, or 4 minimum, and before you know, you publish papers, do some research, do a lot of things, and you become a consultant. So you write for every career. Engineer, you know how to get to be an engineer. You want to work as a computer engineer, programmer, whatever it is, just do your work, get the steps that you need, and then that's the beginning. You've done your homework. And for other skills, assuming that you want a promotion, this is where the development need assessment comes. The other one I just mentioned is personal development plan. Okay, the development need assessment is how you go around it is, okay, so I need to get at least 250 in JAMB at this stage that I am. So, but in JAMB, let me tell myself the truth. I'm not good in physics, and physics is a core subject, core combination subject. Okay, where do I stand in physics? What do I get? In physics, I am just getting 30%. So, but if the math is added, if we add all the math, if we do the math, I won't get 250 in JAM. So I have to work harder in physics. Okay, then you need a mentor or a coach for physics. Stuff like that. So, but in career-wise, especially for some of us who are early career professionals, there are skills that are very important in getting promoted from one step to another, right? So you list the skills. For now, just to make it generic for all of us, to be applied to all of us, Nasir kindly put up some important skills that are just just general for everybody. Everybody should, whether you're a doctor, a banker, problem solving, critical thinking, data analytics, effective communication, listening, emotional intelligence, stakeholder management, working in teams, diversity and inclusion, business resilience, and so on. Maybe if you're an early career banker and you want to be promoted from that early career, from that simple position of probably you are just in the counter, like I shared the counter, and you want to become a manager, you probably would need to improve on all these things so that by the next time that a promotion is called or an internal vacancy is declared, so you can apply that, yeah, you have these key skills. Depending on your career, there may be different skill sets that apart from these general skills that you should know to get promoted. I am a researcher and academic, and I know, let's say, from GA to assistant lecturer in Nigerian university setting, you need what? You need a master's degree and some other experiences as well. Okay, fine. So you just know what does it take to get the next promotion. You get what? And then you write the skill sets you need before the next promotion is called. So let's say from assistant lecturer to lecturer 2, let's say your university says you need at least 5 papers. For instance, you need 5 papers in journals and you need 4 conferences. Okay, your job is very clear. All you need is to be in the right research group or research collaboration to design the research and then do the experiments and get the papers, and then also get the right people who will coach you on how to send conference papers and how to attend conferences and present in conferences. And then you also probably need some management and teaching experience. Then you also build on that. I hope I'm making this very clear. So importantly, for every skill that you realize you need for your next promotion or for your career success, there are 5 skills you can do self-assessment and rate your skills for. None, don't be shy and don't be proud. If, okay, I need a paper, I don't know how to. Nothing. Okay, basic awareness. Okay, I know a journal paper should have at least an introduction, materials and method, an abstract, results section, and discussion section, then conclusion. And I at least know something about it. Okay, so there is also another stage where you can write a paper yourself, a first draft with mistakes, fine. But you can still write a good first draft. But there are so many mistakes in it, right? So let's say skill level, you are very good at it, so much that by the time you write a paper, there is going to be a very minimal corrections, right? For instance, for those of us in academics. Then mastery, for instance, is a situation whereby when you write a paper, you can send it by yourself straight ahead to any publishing house, and and it would be accepted for publishing with no correction or with just minor corrections. For example, if you have just knowledge stage competence or awareness, it will be outrightly rejected because of the so many flaws. I hope I'm making I'm making any sense here. So you sit down, write a paper, get a paper, and then do this honestly, sincerely. You make this self-assessment for everything. Okay, for me to succeed, I need to at least be in a skilled level. For me to succeed and get the 5 papers I need for my next promotion. Okay, but I need this skill level. But okay, let's say problem solving. I have knowledge, this awareness, and so on. I all do this. Then I indicate whether do I have a gap to close? Yes or no. Okay, yes. and there are things that you don't have any gap because you know how to do them. Okay, then you say no gap. You stop there. This I'm talking is before you even call any person to mentor you for anything. You want to win a scholarship, you need a coach for that, or you realize, or you think you just need a mentor that would coach you through the scholarship process, the PhD process, and your postdoc and whatever. Then you need a mentor for that, right? If it is just for the scholarship, you just need a coach, right? So before you call on anybody to help you for that, do your homework. Okay, what do we need? We need a CV. I have checked Commonwealth Scholarship and they said there are some essays, there is a CV, there is a reference, there is cover letter, and so many other things, right? Very good. Do your work. Okay, what do I know about CV writing? My CV, to be frank, if I'm to tell myself the truth, it is just basic, right? Okay, basic. So you write everything and then you stop there. Then you get a coach or a mentor. I would come back to this slide later. Okay, before you even go to the mentor or the coach, this you should know. How to fill any gap you have right now, there are 3 ways. There is a formal learning which is structured. You can attend courses and so on. But to be frank, it can only give you 10%. 10%. Right? It can only give you 10%, and that's all. So the other part, the 20%, is where you get is social learning, what you get from communities, networks, your coaches, and your mentors. And then most of what you are going to learn is going to be by yourself. When you are at the job, you write a paper today, it is rejected, you write another one, and another one, another one, another one. By the time you publish like 5-10 papers, and you are very sure that for each of the papers published, you have made a significant contribution to the writing of that paper and to the review of that paper. You do that around 10 times, again and again and again and again. I can't remember exactly, but maybe during the discussion, Adam Mitchell or Dr. Najib would remind us of there is this rule. Is it 100 hours? I can't remember exactly. If you want to achieve mastery in anything, there are certain minimum hours you have to spend on it.
10,000 hours.
Doing it again and again. Thank you, Adam Mitchell. 10,000 hours. And it will take you roughly around 5 to 10 years, depending on how long, how much hours you commit a day. Right? So no shortcut. But importantly, this is what we are talking about, the one in green, social learning. This is the essence of our discussion today, because we all know that you have passed through some formal education, right? That's why you can read and write and you can understand what we are talking about. And you probably don't have access to this experiential learning yet, or you don't know about it, or you don't have a job right now, or you are just at the beginning of your career, early career. Am I right? So this is what we are talking about, the social learning aspect of it. And it is the important link between this and this, between the 10% and the 70%. And it changes everything. Trust me, it completely changes your life, because you can't just walk and get the experience yourself without the social learning, because you are a social animal.
Hello, doctor. You have 15 minutes remaining.
Great, thank you. So we got this aspect. It is not 50 minutes, to be frank. I got 50 minutes and I started some, I think, okay, it is around 20 minutes, 15. Okay, we would see how it goes. Okay, so fine. Social learning, very important. So now that we understand this, so how do we go about it? So also now that you are sure of this, then I will go back to this slide, and you realize that your mentor or your coach would decide on how you would close your gap, what type of learning you need to close this gap that you have, right? I guess now everything is taking shape and is making some sense, right? Then you find a mentor and approach the mentor. I wouldn't spend much time here. It is more or less common sense, please. To find a right mentor, you use 3-4 criteria. First, expertise, profession, and achievements. You want to be a doctor? Okay, apparently you don't go to a journalist to be your mentor, career mentor. Maybe something else. Okay, profession and achievements. Okay, somebody has achieved something you want to as well achieve. Yeah, Nobel Prize in something. Okay, you want to achieve Nobel Prize in something else. Okay, maybe. Maybe that 1 or 2 things he may share, but he can't be your mentor for your specific career. Okay, personal life. Oh yeah, you are impressed by somebody's family values, leadership, or discipline. That person can be your mentor, or how close you think the person is to his creator. So a spiritual mentor, as I mentioned earlier, and it has to be on that, or community service. So you want the person to be a lifelong mentor for a very long time, just on community service, because you are very impressed in what the person is doing. Position and place. Okay, let's say we do this a lot and many of us get scammed. You'll be in civil service for 35 years, and then you got retired and you got your benefits, and you said you want to start poultry farming. Trust me, you might be a director by the time you retired, but if you want to succeed in this poultry farming, you need a new coach, or at least a farm manager, so you can rest and someone do that, because you don't know this. Or you want to join politics, man, you're starting from scratch. You can get duped completely by people who haven't been to primary schools. We've seen professors duped by people who haven't been to primary schools when they join politics. So you have to learn, humble yourself, and get somebody to put you through the process. If you assume anything new, a position or place, okay, then where do you find the people to help you? Media, you can always search in social media, internet, and so on. Place of work. In your own place of work, you are new, get a mentor immediately. Social. There are networks that are social. Your social club, it may be your local MSS, you are in school, attend MSS programs. Okay, get somebody from there. You find somebody who is in your department who can help you coach your university journey. Okay, then professional networks as well. Don't make the mistake. Even if you don't have money, borrow, attend conferences, buy a decent suit or a decent cap and jumper. This is a situation where I encourage you to even borrow money and pay for that conference. Appear neat and presentable. You don't have to dress fancy, but clean and presentable. That's where you can meet people who can change your life. You need to be where they are. You don't stay at home and then be looking for people. Okay, because birds of the same feather flock together. Okay, and importantly, your friend's mentor, it may not be right fit for you. Don't say, oh, okay, this guy has said that Marzuq is his mentor. Okay, it's an easy task. So I also know the Marzuq and Malam Najibu Adam. Okay, yeah, very easy. I don't need to do my homework. Let me just talk to Adam. That's not how it works. Okay, how do you approach the person? You choose the right avenue, especially during networking events and conferences. That's a good place to talk to someone. LinkedIn, Git, and other platforms. Sometimes even social media, but be very careful, because that person, if the person is really worthy, the person receives tons of emails every day. And you have to stand out. Why would the person read you? Why would he respond to you? He doesn't know you. He doesn't owe you anything. Okay, why would the person do that? Be professional. Sound interesting and promising. Prove your worth. The person has to know that, yeah, this is somebody I can invest into. So go straight, tell the person, I am this and this and that. I have won this and this and that. I graduated with first class or second class, blah, 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 blah. I have faced difficulties in blah, 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 but I am trying to learn. I have sponsored myself while doing part-time work or a manual job and so on through the university. Tell the person something interesting about you that you really deserve to be helped. Then be natural. Don't start pushing people or start stalking people. Or if they don't respond to you, then you send message Instagram, go to Facebook, don't be too desperate. Don't push too hard. It is a natural process. It is like, just at this stage, let's assume you are trying to court a lady. Think. You went to yarn a girl, or you went to, or even if you are a girl, you want to make a guy like you. Yeah, don't push too hard. Don't look too desperate. Reveal your good qualities. Campaign well. Package yourself and your ideas and your proposals, but don't push too hard. Be calm and reserved and gentle. so and so on and so forth. And then try to be flexible and time sensitive. If your mentor is in United States of America, know the time differences. Well, maybe Sarki Abba is in the US. For those of us in Kano who know him, you want to send him an email or you want to call him, you are given his number by his friend to call him to help you, coach you, or mentor you through something. Okay, if there is 4-hour difference, or 5 or 12-hour difference, if you call at 12 a.m., 12 p.m. Nigerian time, probably it is 12 midnight in Abba's time, in Prop Abba's time. So be very sensitive about this. Okay, the etiquette, how do you go about it? The early relationship, assuming the person has agreed to be your mentor and so on. Prepare, I mentioned this personal and professional development plan. Have it ready. Then this is where you meet the mentor and discuss it. Once you are able to discuss with your mentor, I would go back to this slide again and it would make more sense. At the right-hand side of the column, you realize this intervention. So this is not self-assessment. This is, okay, no, before the intervention, secondary. This is where your new mentor or coach will assess you and also give his assessment. Sometimes you may think you don't know, you just are aware of something, and your mentor or coach would say, oh no, you are already at knowledge level. Make sense? Sometimes you might have overrated yourself, and then your mentor would say, you haven't reached where you think you reached. And this is where this is filled. And then your mentor would also make the decision whether there is a gap or not. And then would also, this is where after your first meeting and assessment, your mentor would decide how do you fill the gap. And will also, okay. And then after the mentorship process or the coaching process, your mentor would decide whether you have reached a good outcome or not, or whether the gap is closed and you can now move to the next step or not. Very good. The etiquettes. Okay. So you plan the mentorship process. Plan it, please. It needs to be planned. Okay, how do we meet? Okay, we meet every week. We meet every month. I will be sending you email, and then, or I will write a draft of papers and you edit and you give a feedback. Stuff like that. Be very clear. Oh, Adamu, be my mentor. Then you talk. Oh yeah, I'm your mentor. Fine. But then Adamu doesn't hear from you for a whole year. And then it is when you need something to be done quickly. There is a deadline tomorrow. Then you call Adamu. Okay, Adamu, please, I'm applying for something. Please, can you help review my essays? That's not mentorship. Trust me, I've received stuff like this. People will tell you it is urgent. As if you don't have a life. So you prove your worth as well in this early stage. You have to prove your worth. Remember, this person, especially if it is a mentor, the mentor is doing it for free, right? Although the mentor can, of course, say that in his CV and other things that he is mentoring other people, but to a very large extent, he is helping you. So you have to keep proving your worth. Why should the person spend his time on you? He doesn't even know you. Probably you aren't from the same community, or he has never seen you when you first approached him seeking for help. You have to constantly prove your worth through honesty, commitment, and accountability. Then you be smart. Your goals should be smart. Whatever goal you set should be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Okay, I want to do this and that in a year or two so I can get promoted to the rank of lecturer 2 in the next 2 years. Very clear goals. I want to be a professor in the next 10 years. So a promotion is every 3 years and I don't want to miss a single promotion. You have a goal. So be very clear and you should be on the same page with the person who is going to help you achieve these goals. Okay, still, we then, how do you become a good mentor?
Okay, I hope you start round up, Doctor.
Okay, can I get 5 minutes or 10?
Okay, you stop at
11:10.
10 minutes after. Sorry.
Okay, thank you for the generosity. Okay, so how do you become a good mentee? Good. You maximize the benefits of all the time you are able to spend with your mentor. If it is an online meeting like this, ask, okay, you are meeting. Sir, can I record this session? If the person agrees, there is need for consent before you record. Anybody on call or voice note or whatever, or you screenshot the person. No, don't do that. Ask for permission. You don't just start recording people without their consent. Okay, sir, can I record this session so I can go back to it? Always carry a book, a notepad and pen, and record. Make it be very attentive and utilize the opportunity. Then you follow the plans as agreed. This is how to show respect. The person says, okay, go do this course. You never get to hear from the person. I've given people feedback on their writing and a lot of things and say, okay, get back to me after you make the corrections I asked you. I never get to hear from the person again. Or I say, okay, the person will ask you to improve something and you say, okay, before I improve this, your AC, can you please go and correct the English, the grammar, so I can just give you ideas, more ideas and so on. And I would never get to hear from the person again. So be honest and accountable, growth mindset. You should know whenever you are corrected, don't take it personal. It is an improvement opportunity and the person is helping you. So don't, okay, no, this guy is too hard, blah, 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 and you are angry. Don't be too sensitive about stuff like this. So then you revise your feedbacks and try to provide feedback to your mentor again. Feedback of a feedback. Okay, sir, I have done this. Okay, if you are my mentee, I would ask, okay, how am I doing? Am I doing well? Is there a way I can do this better to help you better and other people? Okay, always try to give that feedback. And importantly, you should appreciate your mentor. So many people forget this, that it is just, you just keep receiving every day. The person is investing his time, and if he's in a country like where I'm staying, minimum wage is around £9, which is around 7,000 naira. So if I spend an hour on you, on the minimum, even if I am a menial, if I'm a laborer or a cleaner, I have just given you 7,000 naira of my life. But I am skilled person, and my 1 hour is worth around £20, probably, at least at work, maybe around 15,000 naira. So this person is giving you 15,000 naira of his life. But if he is a senior position, his 1 hour sometimes is around 500,000 naira. But he is dashing it to you. We've called on someone to do for a program. We have to pay a minimum of 500,000 naira, just an MC. So if you call that person and you spend a day with that person, that's 500,000 naira. So you should try to appreciate the person. So there are many ways you can appreciate your mentor. You can help your mentor. You can give gifts, books, and so on, nominate the person for some recognition or awards. You can as well you can ask your mentor if there is anything you can do for the person. If he has a document he wants somebody to proofread, I always do that with my supervisors and mentors. I will say, sir, if you have anything you want a second opinion, I can give that. And my supervisor, my current PhD student and supervisor, loves that. Whenever I proofread what he writes. And trust me, at this point, I correct 1 or 2 things that skip his mind. And he is very glad. He is always very happy. And that's why your mentor would be very happy to spend time with you. and you sit with your mentor, he would forget time, because you also bring ideas to the table. If you proofread his work sometimes and tell him what he has skipped, and because you're probably younger than your mentor, you probably know certain things better than the mentor. Maybe you know social media better than the person, and you want to show him how to open a Twitter account and how to engage his people and so on. You can help the person open a social media account, teach the person what he doesn't know. That way, you are also proven to be useful. You are not just taken, but given. Prophet ﷺ has said, the upper hand is always better than the lower one. So don't just be receiving Allah every day, and you don't help in any way. So, okay, it is a cycle. You can be a mentor as well. Try to mentor someone. And this is how we would create this pyramid scheme in our ummah. And we would reverse the story. If I mentor someone, the person mentors another person, that person continues to mentor more and more people. And this is how we salvage our society and community from these shackles of poverty, unemployment, insecurity, and so many other things. It is a vicious cycle of distraction in our society. And we can change that if one person helps another person. Whereas my friends have researched how much we have in Kano every day, the volume of trade in Kano. It will shake you. It will shock you and shake you if you hear that. And if every person eligible to pay zakat, for instance, in Kano pays it, there will not be a poor person in Kano and Katsina and Jigawa if everybody pays his zakat the way Allah has instructed in the next 5 years. But this is where we are, because zakat is just a pyramid scheme where you give to someone, the person is brought out, removed from poverty, he helps somebody, and so on and so on. Okay, then try to be balanced. If you listen effectively, if you are a mentor, be balanced. Don't get too attached or start to encroach into personal life of your mentee, or take advantage just because she's a beautiful girl and she needs your help and you want to assault her, or you want to push yourself onto her to marry you. That's not how to be a good mentor. You are doing disservice to the community. You follow a plan that helps your mentor, but not just you. It is not about you if you are a mentor. It is about the mentee. The mentee wants to do specific things. Don't impose your ideas. No, you shouldn't be a cardiologist. Be a neurosurgeon. You can advise.
3 more minutes.
Please. Yeah, I'm almost done. So don't impose. So give good feedback. And where your mentee has done well, tell them, very well, you've done well. I'm very happy that you've written this. But then you balance with the criticism, but you can improve yourself through this and this. You cannot just get a document from your mentee and say, this is nonsense. Okay, show me which sentence is nonsense so that he can correct. Right? Be very specific. Okay, then be structured, timed, and specific. Give feedback and appraisal per session. Whenever you meet, try to give feedback and so on. Okay, next steps. This is me in 2 minutes. What do you do next? This is a wrap-up. Reflect on what you want in 4 weeks or less if you can. Understand yourself. Write a personal development plan, where you want to be, the skills you need to get there. Assess yourself. Okay, decide on a potential mentor person to be your mentor. Write like 10 because you may not get response. So find who should be your mentor or your coach. What you need, a mentor or a coach for the next steps in your life, and write their names down. Approach the mentor based on what we have told you. In a week, you can do this. Then the following 2-3 weeks, set a meeting and you revise with the mentor and revise your PDP and DNA, personal development and development needs assessment. Agree how to close your gaps with your what? With your mentor. This may take forever, but you agree on that. Be a good mentee. This is also lifelong. You can be a good mentee for the rest of your life. Okay, appreciate your mentor or coach. You have to show appreciation, please. Give gifts, feedback, or if you already have a mentor, depending on where you are at your life, you may not follow them sequentially, but you can start doing this right away. You have a mentor, okay, start showing, giving gifts. Even if it is a card, thank you card. Write, thank you, write a letter. Thank you for the help you have given me, this, and that. I have just read a book on this and that. I recommend you read that book. It is also a good thing. You nominate your mentor for something good and you can teach him, okay, I have a mentor, but he doesn't have a social media account that can help his company or business. Sir, I can show you how you can open a social media account or use Google Meet to meet with your people. I have just attended a program on Google Meet and it makes sense. You can share screen and so on. Be useful. Then you mentor somebody too, because it is a cycle. Thank you very much. And sorry, I I needed extra minutes. I hope we able to learn one or two things.
Thank you very much, Dr. Najib. How do we clap in a virtual world, please? I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, I am creating a poll right away so that we can do that. Thank you so much, Dr. Marzuq. It is indeed very flavorful, very tasty, I could say, this lecture, and is full of wisdom, experience, and practical steps for us to learn. Before then, I think we would like to call on our eminent doctor, Dr. Adamu Tulde. You can have the floor. Kabiru, how many minutes do we
allocate to the discussion? I'm just trying to get this 10. What do you call it? It should be 10.
Okay. Dr. Tulde, you have 10 minutes. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Many thanks to the host, actually, Engineer Kabir, and my teacher too, Dr. Najib Gambo, and my friend, for a wonderful presentation. Yeah, there's a lot. That's actually said a lot. I just hope that the participants actually are noting down, have noted down actually what Marzuq was able to say in these few minutes. I would like really to 10 minutes, okay, 11:22. I want to recast back to the introduction part where Engineer Dr. Najib actually mentioned or recall his experience with some guys that whether they know one or two person who's actually working with this posh organization. I want the participant here to know that it is unfortunate that really we have really poor representation. And it's not really that somebody doesn't want to know somebody who is working in energy or Chevron or PwC. There is just nobody working there. So even if you want to, you just can't know who is that person, because the people you are seeing actually around you, they are basically working in the Ministry of Education, and highest person you have seen is somebody working in maybe NNPC or custom. However, we are fortunate to come at a time whereby actually accessing people who are working in whatever organization now is cheap and free. How? Well, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have LinkedIn. If you go to LinkedIn, you can actually do a search optimization. You can see 100 people who are working in let's say McKinsey, and through that you can easily see, okay, oh, this person, his name sound Adamu, and oh, Marzuq, or this name is really another Nigeria, is somebody I can approach, or something of that nature. So actually, you are better off being active on social media site and other networking site so that you can get to know people who are working in this sector. But one quick caveat, then from that caveat, I will build on my observation with regards to Marzuq presentation, is that you really this social media of a thing, Dr. Najib Gambo knows very well, Aka, is really who we are. Whatever we are reading, what we are commenting on, what we are posting tells a lot about who we are. And the mentoring process actually started from your Facebook page, from your Twitter handle, from your Instagram posting. I can easily know that whether I can actually go with you or I cannot go with you. So while on Facebook, Hacker, since that is the only place, I bet you in Tilden Fulani, there is in all of the local government, there is only one person I know, and I just know that he attended Harvard this very month, 2021, in the whole of the local government. So how do you expect me to know McKinsey or BCG? But I know many people who are working with McKinsey on Twitter and on Facebook, but how will they be willing to accept me? If, for example, I'm actually insulting everybody on my Facebook page, or I'm saying all stupid things on my Facebook page or on my Twitter, that's by the by. There's no need to go back to what Marzuq discussed. However, I want to fill in this gap that I see. What are the qualities of a typical mentee? What are those qualities that a typical mentee should have? And people here, the participants here, actually more or less, many are mentees. That's why they are here. They are looking for mentors. Marzuq, engineer, Dr. Najib Gambo, engineer. I've seen my good friend Idris Yana. They are all mentors in a way because they have crossed that bar. So, but the remaining participants, many are mentees. So, okay, a typical mentee should have, from my observation, the following qualities. Number one, it is very difficult. You have to really have a quality. You have to demonstrate above average intelligence and knowledge. You just cannot be just like a sort of common, person. You have to demonstrate that really above average intelligence. I mean, your Facebook post, your Twitter handle, your email should actually be something that really, show, a little bit of like this guy know what he's doing. At least if I'm spending my 1 hour on him, I'm not really wasting precious energy. I can tell an application that can win Chevening scholarship or what do you call it, this Royal scholarship, Commonwealth scholarship. I can tell from reading the essay, and I know that this one is going nowhere because he's saying nothing. So I don't really want to. And I will give one example, and the participant is here, he can bear me witness. He's not even my Facebook friend, but then I saw his email, I think in 2018. The nature, the way he actually arranged his words of the email, I said, no, this is somebody that I think we can work on. And to the glory of God, yesterday we had a Zoom meeting about his PhD. He's actually currently in Belgium. He has finished his master's with distinction and actually moving to Germany for a traineeship and then for a PhD training. We started in 2018, and it's not even a Facebook friend. I don't know how he got my email, but from the reading of the email, I know this is a person that I can really work with, and we get on to work so much that he even visited my office in Abuja, and today is actually a story, different story. It's not even now he's a mentor. Actually, I don't know what he's doing here, sir. The second, so you have to demonstrate that, and you can demonstrate that on your Facebook post, because that is where you can get somebody. That is where I met Dr. Najib Gambo. And I don't know anybody at a close range who is working with Microsoft other than Dr. Najib Gambo. And he's from Gumel, and I'm from Bauchi. There's just no way. I didn't attend ATBU. I attended Meduguri. So there's just no way I could have met Dr. Najib Gambo. But through Facebook and through the quality of his thought, through the quality of my thought, that is how we really get together. The second aspect, quality, is that you have to demonstrate some level of initiative. You have to be, you just can't be, there's some level of like quality in you. You have quality of creativity, of the initiative. And third one is discipline. Let me take this one to the last one. The third one should be demonstration of commitment. How committed are you? You send me a document, obviously maybe I have like maybe 10 deadlines, 10 different projects I'm working on. Reading through, skimming through your document, I say, okay, something good. It's actually in the KIV, keep in view. Okay, I will find time and go through this whatever it is, hacker. Then the following day, I just see your message again. I've sent you this an email, and you are here to. Or I get you back. Okay, I quickly run through your article, tell you, okay, you have to maybe attach some documents here and there and send 1, 2 or links for you to read through, so that by the time you rewrite your own essay or your whatever you are applying on hacker, there will be semblance of, hey, this guy has read this thing. Only for me to see that the same document that I actually edited yesterday, you send it to me after 2 weeks like that. There's just no way. What can I do for you? So you have to show some level of commitment by doing your homework, by knowing the university you're applying. Marzuq has itemized all these things, so I don't need to go back on it. But show commitment so that somebody will be willing to actually spend 2, 3, 1 month on you training you, hacker. And yeah, these days, hacker, is difficult to have even a physical mentor. That one can only happen if you join the organization. Most of what Marzuq actually cited as an example is actually something that unless you are actually close to that person. But then your mentor is actually in Nairobi, who is Dr. Najib. There's just no way you can meet Dr. Najib, but you can meet him through Google Meet or Zoom or any other platform, or you can exchange email. So show commitment, show that you really want to really go above the norm. Then the last one is discipline. Discipline, not as we erroneously think the word discipline is of beating or something like that. You just have to show discipline in whatever thing you are doing. Do this, then do it, and do it even today beyond the expectation of your potential mentor. This is an application. It started. It's a 1-month application. Okay, your essay should be ready. Let's say a week after that, so that I can have 1 week to go through. You can send me back, then I can have one. Then finally, in a month time, no, don't send me something that it is 2 days to closing. Discipline in the way you write your email. No salutation, no how nothing. Just even subject line. Just like that, hacker, please. This is my essay. Or the no-sitting one is that even if you are not if a friend, your message is filtered, but you only write me salam alaikum. You're expecting me to tell you wa alaikum salam, then you tell me good morning. I will tell you how are you. You tell me, who has such time? Write whatever you want to write, tell whatever you want, then somebody will read it once, and if he wants to respond to you, he will respond to you. After all, you're not paying him. So I think my minutes is over. Shikenan, I think what I have to say, the presentation is actually self-explanatory and it has been recorded. You can go over it. Then, but here are the qualities that I think a typical mentee should actually possess. Thank you for your time, madam.
Thank you very much.
And also in Nigeria, is that 10 recharge card still available? That chicken, that MTN chicken is still available.
Marzuq, me kace?
Where he wants to dash you 10 naira.
Chicken recharge card, that 10 naira recharge card, is it still available?
Abari.
Okay, thank you.
So, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much, Dr. Adamutul. I think you have succinctly come out with a lot of salient points that I believe are practical and can help each and every one of us here. Before we open the floor for question and answer, I would like to invite Dr. Idrisiana. I know he's hiding somewhere. To please come and share with us some of his experience for like 3 minutes. Then if anybody has any question they want to answer, please kindly share your questions through the message platform so that we can identify some of the most important questions here. Then we ask either Dr. Tunde or Dr. Marzuq to come and give their insight. Thank you so much. Dr. Idris.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gambo, and really thank you so much, Marzuq, for the wonderful and very insightful presentation. I have enjoyed every bit of it, and thank you so much, Dr. Tilde, for the rider and in a way a concise explanation of what Dr. Marzuq has said, and also adding some valuable thoughts. Actually, I don't think I should add anything or say anything, because whatever I say might be a repetition of what has been said. So just a few words that I want to add is that I actually joined this program to learn, because I know whenever you have Marzuq and Tidle, definitely you must learn something, unless if you are not serious. And more importantly, if it's been organized by people like Dr. Gambo. So it's whoever finds himself in this very program should count themselves as a very lucky person, because it's a privilege to be here and to learn. Another reason why I joined is to monitor, because I have personally sent the post by Marzuq to many people I think are my mentees, so that they can join. So I have been checking the list of participants to see the people to see whether the people I have invited have really joined or not. So and yeah, I think another thing I have noticed so far in my relationship with the people I can call my mentees is that most people who approach you, they don't know the difference between a mentor and a coach. So many people will contact you not because they want you to be their mentor, but because they have a short-term problem and they want to solve it, and they think, oh, I have a ladder to climb and over and get to where I want to. So like Dr. Sile and Marzuq said, someone will just contact you with their deadline, maybe at the dead end. So maybe a day or two to submit an application, and they got stuck, and oh, I know somebody, let me just throw everything to them. So I think that's another problem. So I think we should be able to differentiate between what a coach does to you and what a mentor does to you. That's really important. And for those of us who are privileged to be approached by other people to guide them, we should also be frank, no matter how brutally, to them, to tell them when they are wrong. If somebody approaches you 2 days to deadline, you should.
Okay, Dr. Yana, you are muted. You are muted. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, what I was saying is, for those of us who are privileged to be approached by others, to mentor them, we should be brutally honest to them, to tell them that when they approach you at the wrong time, to tell them that this is the wrong thing to do and I cannot do anything to you. Don't ignore them. Let them know that they are wrong, so that they should make amends in the future. And I think that is really important. And also for someone approaching somebody should know what they like, what they want from them. Do I want you to coach me for a particular purpose, or is it a long-term process of mentoring? I think we should emphasize this maybe somewhere else apart from this program. So I really, like I said, I really don't want to really try to add anything, because whatever needs to be said has been said. So I will stop here. And once again, thank you very much for the insightful presentation. And Dr. Gambo, thank you for the honor of acknowledging me and giving me the chance to say a few words. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, Dr. Yana, for your input. I can see that Madam Ahmad Tijani, Ala Ahmad, Abakar Ali, and Musa Buba raised up their hands. Probably they are interested in giving their input. Madam Ahmad Tijani, please, the floor is yours. 1 minute, please. Can you unmute yourself? Ahmad Tijani, Madam Ahmad Tijani.
Hello, everyone. Dr. Najuba, thank you very much for giving me the floor. I just want to add 2 things to what Dr. Adamutilde mentioned regarding commitment. Actually, the issue of mentorship is 90-10. When we say 90, means that the commitment, 90% is coming from the mentee, and probably 10 or even less than 10% is coming from the mentor. So we shouldn't deceive ourselves to think, as just Dr. Idris said, coaching is different from mentorship. So a mentor is not coaching you, or is not, by the way, like teaching you. Rather, it's just putting you on the right way. You can only leverage on his expertise, experience, and skill, and for being first where you are heading to. Then secondly, the issue of sincerity. Both the mentor and mentees need to be sincere. We definitely need to tell ourselves the truth that we are going to do this thing sincerely. We shouldn't deceive our mentors, and our mentors should not deceive us. If we can do this thing, let us tell our mentors that we are ready to do it. If we are not ready, don't waste anybody's time, because I encountered issues. Many people will contact you and waste your time and energy. Sometimes you are the one to do the follow-up. You ask someone to do something, and after a week you didn't hear from him, then you start knocking him and say, look, guy, where are you? I have not heard from you for 2 weeks now. And he starts saying that this and that, so many excuses. So we have to be sincere. And also the mentors, if you know you cannot do it, please don't waste mentees' time. Tell them the truth, or refer them to other people that you know they are ready and available for them. Thank you very much once again.
Jazakum Rahman. Next is Malam Ali Ahmad. Malam Ahmad Tijani, we really appreciate your input. May Allah reward you abundantly. Malam Ali Ahmad, can you unmute yourself, please? You have 1 minute. Malam Ali Ahmad. Okay.
As if he's not nearby.
Sorry?
As if he's not nearby.
Yeah, then how about Abu Bakr Aliyu? Malam Abu Bakr Aliyu. Can you unmute yourself? You have 1 minute, please. Okay, we are moving to Adamu Ahmad Adamu. Malam Adamu Ahmad Adamu. Can you please unmute yourself? And you have 1 minute, please.
Okay, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Yes, very well.
Yes, okay. I just want to appreciate the organizers of KDDC. I'm coming in also to serve as maybe as an observer for the program that is towards community development. Mentor-mentee is something that we've been clamoring for right from maybe the undergraduate years, that at least all our institutions should have a system, a mentor-mentee system, upon which maybe some particular students should be attached to maybe particular lecturers for guide right from undergraduate, be it in the university, polytechnic, or whatever you can have as an academic forum. So from there, at least our younger ones will have mentors right from the scratch, not until after maybe graduation, then you start roaming about seeking for mentors. So that will, in a nutshell, curtail all the problems that we are seeing. At least you can see our graduates now, maybe several of our graduates, especially in the northern parts, roaming the streets without job. While in the outside world, there are loads of scholarships outside there waiting for them. So not knowing on how to apply for such scholarships, so it's a problem also to the society. So I'm coming as saw the advert for the program on Facebook, and I just registered, feeling that I should contribute my own quota towards the development of our own society. I'm currently doing my PhD also in Thailand. I got a full scholarship for my PhD, and I can say there are a lot of opportunities out there. So it's just for our future leaders and our youngsters to have the time. Don't waste your time unnecessarily, like the previous presenters have mentioned on social media. chatting, maybe trying to protect the interest of one politician. No, these were data, search for a lot of scholarships, apply for such scholarships, and I can tell you, have the patience and the perseverance. You will have it at the end of the day. I've been seeking for scholarship right from, I think, 2017. I applied for several scholarships. In some, I got admissions without scholarships. And now I was able to get the full scholarship, alhamdulillah. So we are ever ready to guide our youngsters in achieving their own dreams. Thank you so much for organizing this program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Malam Adamu. You raised a very, very interesting point, saying our schools should, right from the word go, start preparing our student to have the skill set required whenever they are outside the four walls of the university. I really feel this is one of the most interesting points shared in this forum today, because it happens to be a living witness of what is going on. In the job clinic I conducted like 2 months ago, I really understand the importance of having this kind of program at the schools level, where the student will also not only be prepared academically, they should be prepared in terms of guidance, so that whenever they're outside the university, they will be able to understand what is going on. Because one of my experience there is I ask the prospective participant to upload their CV so that I can determine on whether you will be selected for the CB clinic training. So it will interest you to know that just for our people to understand how to upload an application, some of those people were uploading something like NIMSI card, that one for National Identity Management. They were uploading NIMSI card. Some of them were uploading their pictures. Some of them were uploading their, what do you call it, voters registration cards. Some uploaded only their CVs. Some uploaded only cover letter. You will understand that because of lack of guidance. So if you ask them to even apply for a job or to apply for a scholarship, and they are giving you all this type of stuff, definitely there is no way you can be able to even shortlist them for a program. Next is Mukhtar A. Dammala. Mukhtar, can we give you 1 minute, please? Because like we are running late. Mukhtar Dammala. Thank you.
Okay, assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Please, can you hear me? Okay, yes, thank you. Sure. Thank you very much for putting up this training. I just want to give like a feedback to the numerous efforts that the organizers and the presenters of this program are doing, and tell them that it's really working. I have been following Dr. Gambo, Dr. Marzuq, and Dr. Tilde on Facebook, and I have attended 1 or 2 seminars for which each of them. I want to assure them that what they are doing, trying to salvage and bring succor to our region, is really working. It may not be that geometric progression, but we are benefiting from what they are doing. I pray that Allah will reward you abundantly. Jazakumullah khairan. It's really working, and not only working on our own, we are taking it and we are using it, and we are seeing the results. We're also taking back to the community what we are learning, what we are getting. We are making sure that we also get other people to create that pyramid scheme that Dr. Marzuq earlier mentioned, that we need to create that pyramid scheme so that we salvage our society. That is working, and we appreciate you. We hope you continue your efforts. Jazakumullahu khairan. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think the last one, thank you, Madam Mukhtar. The last one is Nasnas. Nasnas, if you are around, please, can you have 1 minute? After then, I will give 1 minute to our resource persons. Dr. Marzuq and Dr. Adamu today before I round up and hand over to the organizer and convener.
Okay. Good afternoon, all. I thank you all for making all this meeting.
But can you tell us your name beside Nas, please?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm Yusuf Muhammad.
Excellent.
Okay. Please, I raised the question. I want to talk about the question again. Though Mr. Adamu has talked about it, but I wanted him to put more light on, to highlight more on the way you get that kind of scholarship opportunities when it comes to application, and some of the scholarship you may not even be aware of them, and they are there. Some people, they can't even see them, like you may not even come across them, or you may not be aware about them. So I wanted you people to help us and guide us on some such opportunities that many people are waiting for. Thank you very much. We appreciate you.
Okay, I think I will hand over this question to Dr. Marzuq. After you answer his question, then you can give us a round of remarks of yours. Dr. Marzuq, you are on mute. You are on mute. You need to unmute yourself.
I said Dr. Tilda have shown interest in answering this question. I don't know.
Okay, he will add a rider after Dr. Marzuq.
Okay, I will answer this first. It is a very good question, and I have to fight the temptation of laughing and thinking it is irrelevant, but it is relevant. You may think the platform is not fit for stuff like this, but the whole mentorship thing is all about guidance. It's about redirecting people to where they can find help or what they can do to find help. So to be frank, this question cannot be answered in a minute or two. But a short summary: if you need information, you have to search actively on the internet. One. Number two, you have to be in the right network. You probably have a friend or on your Facebook wall you can post. Are you interested in getting a scholarship, a foreign or international scholarship? Let's form a WhatsApp group. Trust me, I'm into around 30, 40 WhatsApp groups, some of which I muted just not to be rude, some of which I have removed myself and was re-added by friends in secondary school, people in our area, and even my mechanic and so many other people who decide to open groups. So we can open group to this for usefulness, where you can share ideas or information about scholarship opportunities. So these two things: active search on the internet. Number two, form a network and be in a cycle of people who are interested. And if you hear of an opportunity, you answer, you send. And if you and if they also get to hear about an opportunity, they send. About the scholarship application, you have to there are resources online. You have to help yourself around packaging your CV, writing good cover letter, getting a reference, and so on. And then every now and then I have done this before together with Adam Matilde, I think twice. And I have done this on Telegram with Northern Hibiscus and with some other people, other bloggers. Okay, every now and then, whenever you see an opportunity, a coaching session for scholarship application process, you can join and learn and get resources that can help you in this journey. So this is how you do it. But importantly, you have to commit, and you also get someone who has won a scholarship to help you. I will dodge. You may not get a response from me because my hands are very full at the moment. But Malam Adam Mohammed is a PhD scholar right now. He has won a scholarship. Idris Yana has won a scholarship. Dr. Najib has won a scholarship before. Adamu Tilda has won a scholarship before. And I think Adamu Muhammad is even here. Dr. Adamu Muhammad. I saw somebody like, I saw maybe, yeah. And so many other people. Okay, these are like 5 people that I know have won a scholarship. Malam, who just spoke now, Mukhtar Malam. Okay, this is a hack. You can contact any of this and they will guide you through. So to your question, I hope it is answered. Secondly, first, my appreciation to the Kabiru Ungogo Community Center for Development, Center for Community Development. This is an initiative that we truly need, and we need more of these organizations in northern Nigeria. Last year, I have been doing these talks on and off. Adam has also been doing this as part of some organizations. And last year, we saw a call by USAID to give a grant for community development up to almost $10,000. And we were lamenting, and it is sad, this money, we can build a computer center in maybe Ungogo or somewhere, or a library in Ungogo with that money, or organize a 1-week program, intensive course on digital skills or 21st century skills, and target graduates with this money. Pay for refreshment, for halls and so on, but we don't have a registered organization. And even if we have an organization, it probably doesn't have, it cannot be searched online. So it has no digital footprints or have a website that USAID can easily verify. So we saw that the deadline passed, and because we have no platform, we are currently trying to register an organization, and it is going to center around 3 things on mentorship. Mostly the 21st century skills. We want to fill the gap in our environment, but then we will take 2 approaches. One, do exactly what we just did now, trying to create awareness of mentorship for both prospective mentees and mentors. 2, tell mentors and mentees how they can be good mentors and mentees for maximum benefit for the Ummah, including the etiquettes. This 1-hour session we have, it is just contracted, and it probably would take a week program, intensive program with mentors first, and then another one with mentees. Because trust me, I have gone through several courses on LinkedIn Learning, which I have access to courtesy of my university. And I realized I wasn't even doing it right at some point. If you want to be a mentor, you need a course on effective listening. You need a course on feedback. You need a course on empathy. You need a course on ethics, because so many of us cross boundaries and end up encroaching into personal.
Sorry, Marzuq, can you unmute yourself, please? Marzuq, please unmute yourself.
Okay, and if I have mentioned, if it is a lady we start liking her, and before you know, we want to marry her. But she doesn't want to marry you. She wants you to mentor her. Or if it is a guy, before you know, it gets entangled and complicated. So this is what we are aiming at. I'm telling you this. For me, there is no closed idea or secret. You can exactly replicate these objectives and open your organization. And I'm also telling Malam S. Kabir and Najib, do this, get a website. At the cost of 100,000 to 200,000, you can have a website. Write grant application. You have done 3, 4, 5 programs. You can reach out to UKAID, USAID, or Ministry of Communication. Get money, and you can build something. You can build an office with computers and so on. This is my dream, but you can have this in Ungogo, and I can have it in Ungogo, in Tilde. We need, if we have hundreds, if Yana opens his organization, Najib does the same, Atomi does the same, we still cannot cover, we cannot deliver it.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Because we have a population of around 120 million people in northern Nigeria. And we have around 10 million to 20 million out of school children in the first place to cater for. The need is enormous.
Thank you very much.
So we all need to do this. So that's number one. Number two, I mentioned two things. The three thing is matchmaking for people who need mentors or who need help. People like Nos, I can't remember his name now, who want specific things, maybe scholarship and so if the website has a database of Adamus and Adamus and Dianas, then that you can contact and get help. And eventually you can even have sessions that are recorded that are placed in the website so we don't replicate ourselves. If anybody asks me, okay, I want to learn about mentorship, okay, this is a link to our website. Go watch 1 hour session delivered by Marzuq and Adamu and Najib and Kabir, and come back to me. You get what I mean? And we are also open to have resources, intensive resources that every prospective mentor should pass through the course, and the mentees should, the mentors themselves should pass through courses so that things can go on fine. Thanks so much once again for the initiative and for the opportunity. And I hope the 60-70 audience we have here have learned one or two things, and importantly, would put this to practice. Together we can do this, and this is anything short of maybe going out to charity or helping orphans or any other thing. The aim is community development, and it doesn't matter. It is nothing less than or short of building a mosque. Trust me, it is nothing less than building a well. It is also sadaqatul jariyah. So we have to redefine things. We have
Thank you so much.
Spending millions doing other things. I'm thinking these people are just wasting their time and speaking English.
Like 1 hour.
No, I'm trying to validate what you've done, because so many people
No. I think it's really
people do this just to make noise and so on. But this is good. Thanks so much.
It is really very, very short provoking. So may Allah reward you abundantly, give you the strength, the knowledge, the skills, perseverance, and patience to continue with this kind of education.
Hello, Marzuq. What do you want to talk?
Thank you, Mala Ibrahim. I think we have a limit to what we can do, but we appreciate your input, and he is appreciated. Dr. Tilde, can you round up, please?
Okay, Abu Guda Biu, very quick. It's an observation. Nas, there's just no way somebody will check you as a mentor with that name.
Exactly.
So that's number one observation, that you really have to be real and original and and serious. And secondly, I'm not really known for really mincing words or being nice or politically correct, unlike Marzuq. That is why I say initiative. So you really have to. Nobody will really do that search for you. If we can know how the video of Tiwa Savage, Nude, and what do you call this, and Rahama Sadao of this world, everything about her, but then how do you tell me that you don't know what scholarship is and why you can search? The reason I'm saying this is that for you to really move to that ladder, you really have to demonstrate that initiative. And the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that extra. But in that extra, it means you have to do extra work, not just really whatever everybody is doing. If you are doing what everybody is doing, then you're doing nothing. So the fact that you're even here, it means that you are a serious-minded person. So you just add that seriousness to your life and try to do Google and YouTube is everything you need. And just a quick certain answer, just try to, last Sunday of this month, please follow Dr. Najib. You will see what will happen at UK Muslim Hacker. You will learn a lot of what you can do with your phone. Thank you, the organizer, and thank you, Marzuq, for this beautiful presentation, and everybody else who has contributed in one way or another to this session. Thank you for your time.
I think, thank you so much, Dr. Today. Before I hand over to the convener of this program, I think there are some few salient points articulated by Dr. Marzuq, which is really, really important. I think one of the things that really rhymes and rings bell to me, based on my experience, he mentioned one word. He said minimal viable action. As somebody who needs help, you need to show that you really need that help. When I was doing my PhD and I had been contacted by a lot of people, in fact, they are currently PhD students in Nigeria or elsewhere, or some people looking for a job. One of the things that I have seen that is persistently appearing in the requests sent by these people is, for example, if they are interested in finding a research scope, they want to write the proposal for PhD or any other thing they like. One thing they want to do is they will send you that you are the person that will do the thinking for them. This is really apparent in almost every request I've seen. They want you to search the idea, give them the resources, and sometimes they want even you to write even the proposal for them. That is not a very good approach as a mentor. You need to try your best. Like Marzuq and Dr. Adamu Tulde mentioned, please try your best. Bring something on the table before anybody look at you as a very, very serious-minded person who needs help. Please, we need to do this minimal viable action. I think I really like what Dr. Marzuq mentioned. Another important thing that Marzuq articulated in his paper, in his lecture, that each and every one of us need to do, which is very practical. He said this goal-setting approach. I want to memorize glorious Quran. He gave a step-by-step approach on the objective, need to articulate how you need to arrive in memorizing glorious Quran. In fact, he mentioned, what he called key performance indicators, KPI. How do I go about that? How many days? What do I need to do? Please, independently, go to the LinkedIn Learning or go to Coursera or go to futurelearn.org. There is a lot of courses on goal setting. Please go and do that so that you can understand how articulating your goal will help you to achieve what you really want to achieve. Another important thing that we need to do is about what Dr. Adamu today talked about, personal learning network. You see this Twitter we are talking about, the Facebook we are seeing, the LinkedIn. These are resources that our forefathers were not opportune and exposed to have. And I think it is an opportunity that we need to leverage. If you are looking for a mentor, if you are looking for a job, you will see a lot of things there, a lot of human resource experts that are even looking for qualified people to approach and say, I have seen that you have so and so on your profile. Can you please give me the time to call you so that we can see on whether we can help you? Next week, I think I have a paper. I have this presentation, Boundless Job Opportunities Everywhere, understanding the why, the what, the how, and where. I'm going to give some of this and I'm going to elucidate that. Please follow us on Nigerian Muslim Forum UK or follow my Facebook page. That is where you get. So, but what Adamu was saying, there are two things. You need to rebrand your profile. If your work is to regurgitate the work of a politician or abuse anybody who does not conform to your political leaning, I think you are doing it the wrong way. Digital footprint now is really, really important in making people to look at you as a very, very serious-minded people. So please let us understand that approach. We use these places to expand our personal learning network. When you follow Idris Yana, as a teacher, he will tell you there are certain etiquettes you need to do to get it right. So try and follow all this type of people. That is where you learn a lot of things. So with this, I said, thank you so much for sacrificing your pleasure, sacrificing your time, and listening to these resourceful people May Allah reward each and every one of you as well as our resource partners. Thank you very much. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Back to you, Dr.
So, thank you very much, Dr. Najib, for this wonderful, what we call it, moderation. And I want to use this opportunity on behalf of Kabiru Sagagi Center for Development and Leadership, the organizers of this event, to thank our presenter who created time out of no time to share his experiences with us because of the passion he has. We have been discussing about this event, I think, since around April or May. Fortunately, because of his tight schedules, we couldn't make it to the present moment. And he was even the one that reminded me that if we're available, we can still schedule this thing, and we schedule it today. And through Allah's guidance, alhamdulillah, we have it, and it's a good one. Thank you very much, Dr. Marzuq. And we cannot pay you the UK rate, but we can pray for Husky for lessons in his life. And we really thank you for having time to share all this stuff with us. To Dr. Adamu Tilde, thank you as well. And inshallah, I will share on the Facebook link that I shared. This presentation will be shared there, alongside one presentation made by Dr. Adamu Tilde. I think it was last year, about aspiration for greatness, where he discussed a lot of points similar to this. Inshallah, you find it in the, what you call it, on the Facebook page, alongside other presentations. For the participants, and I also want to thank Nasir Jajere for contributing to the content of what was presented to us here. I believe he has a lot to offer, and soon, inshallah, we're going to have a session where we will bring all these kind of great minds for 2-3 days to discuss about some of these issues. And I hope and pray all these our resource persons will have time to share with us once again. As somebody pointed out, what you're doing really is making a difference. We have a lot of stories to share, and we have seen that. And I'm also happy, even though, as rightly mentioned by Marzuq, you may be seeing 20-30%, which is not as good, but alhamdulillah, if you're able to change at least one person, you don't know what impact that particular person can be able to make, inshallah. And concerning this mentoring of a thing, I think it's good if we can take a cue from what I learned Marzuq was doing, is doing currently. That there was a time that I saw he has a group of first-class students, 10 also, where he will have direct contact with them. If we can take it as a set a goal like that, you can make 5-10 people in a year that you want to change this one. Based on one-on-one contact, we're going to make a lot of difference. We have a lot of issues in our community. And also, what Dr. Najib used to do to me while he was in Nigeria, whenever he's passing by through Kano, either taking a flight or having a program somewhere, he will call me whether we can have 20-30 people that he can present something for them to learn, which I think is also a good one. Which we can take different models based on what we have available. And as I said earlier, the mandate that I think we should take is 3 points. We should be ready always to learn and relearn. And secondly, if you want what you learn to remain with you, you have to practice. We need to practice what we have learned today, and we need to preach it. That is, pass it on to other people. By so doing, it will stick to us, and it will be part of our lives. Thank you very much for the participants that created time to participate in this event. Thank you very much for your interest, and may our society be better based on our little efforts. As I said earlier on, I have posted the link to our Facebook page where you can have this presentation. God willing, by tomorrow also we're going to release it. Thank you very much. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Yeah, Mary, I was
about to leave, and I have sent a message, but I don't know. There are some good questions on the Q&A section. Maybe you can collect them and maybe respond